Hi there. Today we're in Singapore. We're around Arab Street and Northbridge Road, and we're heading to the Golden Mile Tower to catch a bus. We're catching the bus to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Normally we'd fly, we're not really bus people, but this one is different. The Solitaire service from Transstar is unique in that it offers a one-by-one seating on a double-decker bus, plus there's also a private compartment. And it shouldn't be confused with Star Mart or some of the other carriers that leave from the same place. It's very different and a better quality service than the others. I'm not paid by them or anything, it's just having the experience of taking this service is really good. A couple of small deficiencies, but overall this is a great option compared to flying. One of the deficiencies is the terminals at each end, both here in Singapore and when you get to Kuala Lumpur. The terminals are just on the street. There's no luxury experience boarding the bus or anything like that. I mean, there's not even a ramp here to wheel your baggage up or anyone to help you. So just be aware of that. Apart from this, I think this is an excellent service. So we wait out on Beach Road for the bus to come, and here it is. Specifically, it's the Transstar Solitaire service. There are other services, but we are covering specifically the Solitaire Suites. The company does publish a baggage limit, but I don't think it's enforced, and when I called them, they didn't know what I was talking about. Okay, so enough of the downsides. Check out this bus. It is really luxurious. We're heading upstairs. There's a reserved seat. You book that, the specific seat when you book your ticket. You can see it's one-by-one seating, all on the top level here. Very, very luxurious. You can see that there's a compartment at the rear there, and there's also another family compartment downstairs that you can book. The seats themselves have a fold-out video and a massage. But unfortunately the massage didn't work, but never mind, it's a great idea. Individual air vents, reading lights, etc. So very airline seat-like, except more luxurious. Boarding was easy. You just check your name off and then you settled in for your luxury bus ride, about 4.5 hours up to Kuala Lumpur. Of course, it does involve a border crossing across the causeway. We actually go out on the Western Causeway, the number 2 causeway for Singapore, which is a lot quieter than the main causeway. And it does involve getting off the bus on both the Singapore side and the Malaysian side. Of course, Singapore is pretty tiny, so most of the journey is in Malaysia. So we're going to head west on the south coast of Singapore to take us out to the second causeway. You do see a couple of sights as you head out there, the Ferris wheel and the Marina Bay Sands. And of course, they're a little hard to miss in Singapore because they dominate the skyline. So if you're wondering why the roads are so uncluttered, it's because just to own a car in Singapore, you need to buy the entitlement to buy the car, which I think is $60,000 to $70,000 before you pay for the car. So that's just for the right to own the car. Anyway, it keeps the roads uncluttered. This drive out west is, I think, more interesting for technically minded people like myself, where you get to see Singapore Port. The Jurong Port is what made Singapore rich and famous, and it's the shipping centre for much of Southeast Asia. trip out to the new border crossing, or the second link as it's called. It takes about 30 minutes. It's all on very modern highways, the West Coast Highway, and I think it's called the AYE. Both, like everything in Singapore, very modern and clean roads. We make a stop in Jurong to pick up more passengers. Not everyone got in at Beach Road, so we pick up passengers in Jurong, and we have a full complement of passengers on board. As we get close to the second link, the queues start. Queues of trucks waiting to cross into Malaysia with truckloads of goods that they loaded up in the port and are taking up to Malaysia and probably also Thailand. Goods of all sorts, as you can see. So here we are at the Singapore exit crossing. We need to get off the bus here and have our passports checked for exit from Singapore. We don't need to take our bags with us at this point, just ourselves and our documents. So exit formalities completed, everything automated. If you have a chip in your passport, you don't even speak to anyone, you just go through the automatic gates. Very easy and efficient, as everything in Singapore is. And so from here we cross over the Johor Strait on the second link, along with all the other trucks, etc. Traffic on the causeway itself is not busy. It's mostly just queuing to get onto it that's a bit of a pain. Once we cross over the second link, though, the entry formalities are not immediately on the other side. We travel, I think, about 5 to 6 kilometres before you get to the actual check-in point. Notice the fences on each side of the road where to stop people clambering over into this no man's land.
So we'll be running back. I'll be running back Tuesday.
On the entry into Malaysia, though, we do need to take our bags with us, so we need to disembark, pick up our bags, go through both immigration and customs at this place. Of course, I won't show the actual immigration and customs facilities. There is a small snack bar here where you can pick up local Malaysian snacks. It's just a 7-Eleven type place. Nothing much. No local food or anything like that. All up, this stop took us about 30 minutes. Note that if you are trying to do a visa on arrival into Malaysia, the bus company won't take you on this bus. They specifically prohibit it. You either need your visa in advance or not require a visa. So after the formalities are completed, we make a detour to pick up some food. For those of you that don't know, Malaysia has some of the best food in Asia. I know that's a big statement, but that's my personal opinion. Anyway, we are in Johor Bahru State and picking up some of the local food. With that done, we're back on the road. We have an attendant on the bus that will be serving the food to us as we make our way north to Kuala Lumpur.
Our course captain for today is Mr. Ismail and sharing your cabin crew on duty.
It does seem like we're meandering around the streets a little bit, picking up this food and everything. But I'm sure once we get on the highway, we'll start to cover the miles pretty quickly.
All passenger advise the crossing guests were well seated. If there is any emergency, please proceed to the nearest exit. If you need any incident, please do not hesitate to let us. Only we are on Transar Express, we wish you a pleasant journey. Thank you.
And before you know it, we're on the road. So about 4 hours to go from here up to Singapore. So food is served, airline-style trays with a sort of Chinese spicy beef, a spring roll and some noodles. Absolutely delicious. You need to take my word for it, unfortunately. The bus feels very comfortable, not exactly stable. We're on the top deck of a double-decker, but it's pretty steady, and it's certainly not unpleasant. The seats, as you saw, are nice and big and comfortable, although the massage chair doesn't work. And so we're just chugging along the road. So around dusk, we pull into a rest stop. This is so Muslims can pray, and so everyone can get a nice bite to eat. The difference here to the border is that there's all sorts of local stalls where you can buy food from. I bought a couple of chicken curry puffs, absolutely delicious. Very sweet lady selling them as well. Really nice little stop for a highway stop. Our stop here was 15 to 20 minutes, just long enough to grab a bite to eat and perform any necessary things, and back on the road again. From here on, it's driving at dark, but the roads are modern and no crazy drivers like some other places in Asia. This is the main north-south expressway. Gradually gets more modern as we get up closer to Kuala Lumpur. So travelling in luxury like this is certainly less stressful than driving yourself, and door to door it's about the same time as flying. If you are aware of the geography, Kuala Lumpur Airport is halfway to Malacca anyway, so travel time to KLIA is over an hour, maybe about an hour on the express. So coming into KL, the big city, and all the lights lit up, so very modern city now compared to when I lived there many years ago. So final verdict on this service? Absolutely. I don't think I'll ever fly again. It's convenient, it's comfortable, much better than flying between KL and Singapore. Better than the other buses as well because of the 1+1 seating and the overall luxury of it. A couple of small areas for improvement. The terminals at either end could be improved, and just making the situation with baggage clear would help, and getting the massage chair working would also help. Anyway, that's it for this trip report. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't done so, please subscribe on YouTube. Thank you very much.